On this video, I want to show you guys the tedious work that actually go into mixing, which nobody talks about, and how much this actually help you get a professional mix, because we tend to obviously look at EQ, compressors, reverbs. Nobody talk about this little moves that you do inside post-production, you know, like manually de-essing or managing your breaths in a vocal take, for instance, which helps you get a professional, clean sound. Let's get into the DAW and I'll show you guys how I actually manage breath for this mix and how much improvement that made to the mix. Let's get into it. So here we are inside the DAW. As you can see, if you look at this vocal take, see how I've actually took my time and cut out all the breaths. You see, I've now named it breath here. This is actually the breath on this vocal take that I've took my time to cut out. On top of that, obviously I've dragged it into a separate channel. Why? Because I don't want this to be compressed. Obviously, if you add much compression to this, it will actually bring out the breath more. So I try not to get it compressed. But if you look on the same takes, these ones are actually the S's that I've manually de-essed. So I kept those ones there so that they will still be part of the vocal. But if I just zoom this in, look at all this is actually what I've took my time out to cut them from beginning to the end, coupled with the fact there's other smaller ones in between here, which are the breaths, which I've also cut out, but I've just, you know, turned them down manually. So let's select this one, for instance. You see it's -6. I think I actually had them on different levels depending on how much they poke out in the mix. So let's have a look at this one. That's -6 as well. -2, as you can see there. -3. So they are not all the same. That -12 because it's obviously too much. This one is -18. So that -9. So this obviously shows you that I took my time and listened to it inside the mix and then determine how much it was poking out. I didn't want to get rid of it because this will sound lifeless. I'll go ahead and bypass it. You have a listen to it without, and then I'll throw it on. So let's have a quick listen to this vocal. I've bypassed the breaths. So let's just catch this one and that one.
By the moon and the stars in the sky, and I swear like this.
Now let me engage it. You see how much of a difference that makes.
I swear by the moon and the stars in the sky, and I swear like this.
So if you pay attention closely, you just notice it a bit, almost like, but that still adds emotion to the record. So let's try here that you have a bit more.
I'll give you everything I can. I'll build your dream.
So let me now go ahead and bypass here. You see how much that breath added to the emotion and character of the recording.
I'll give you everything I can. I'll build your dreams.
Obviously, another thing is the S's, which we've manually pulled down. That's -6. If you look here, that is -5, -3. So I've actually gone through this vocal takes and chop out the breaths, pull them down and managed it differently. I've also gone to the S's and manually de-ess them, even though we've obviously got the de-esser inside the mix. But if you let your de-esser do too much, that will actually introduce a lot of artifacts, and not just that, will also, you know, soften the mix too much. You don't want it. So you still let your S's, or should I say de-esser, do a little bit, then you manually de-ess the rest so it's not too processed. I hope this is helpful, guys. Obviously, this is not a fun video, as you will, whereby you want to see EQs and compressors being pulled or reverbs, but this to me is actually what makes a record. So doing this will actually improve your mixes a lot, you know, let's say 20%, because when you throw in the S's to pull these S's down, just manually de-essing it actually will give you a better sound. The same with this breath. Obviously, if you don't cut it out, put it on this different take. If we had left it here, even though I've pulled it down, but the way compressor will hit it will make it sound, you know, weird, or should I say, will basically exaggerate the sound in a way that it's not very musical to me anyway. That's why I decided to pull it down. Then we know that all these compressors, because we have quite a bit of compressor as well, will not affect it much, you know, will just not basically affect the way that the breath is, because I've managed it by myself manually. So I hope this is helpful. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Hit the like and also leave comments so that YouTube algorithm will actually send this to more people. I will be seeing you guys on the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye now.